Hi friends, my name is Nohum Tewi. I'm a data professional and coach, and in this session I'm excited to take you through who data professionals are. So by the end of the session, you're expected to be able to define data professionals, understand the different categories of data professionals with focus on their roles as well as the tools that they need to accomplish their tasks. And finally, you should be able to explain the different skills that cut across all the categories of data professionals. So let's dive into it. First of all, let's first understand who data professionals are. So a data professional is an individual that uses data to uncover insights, solve problems, and guide better decisions within an organization. Another point that I want you to take home is every data professional either contributes directly or indirectly in the collection, organization, analysis, and presentation of data to be able to add value and support strategic decisions within a company. So let's now look at the categories of data professionals. Now these can be categorized into two main categories. We have professionals at implementation level, and these include data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, data engineer, business intelligence analyst, data governance specialist, among others. We also have professionals at leadership level, and these are responsible for overseeing as well as providing strategic direction within the data team. So they can be grouped into chief data officer, data science manager, director of analytics, head of data governance, among others. So let's now explore the professionals at implementation level. So we shall begin with data analysts. So a data analyst is responsible for analyzing data to find trends, patterns, and actionable insights that can help businesses make decisions. So data analysts utilize a number of tools, including Excel. Now I would love to inform you that over 70% of the tasks of a data analyst can actually be accomplished with Excel. So therefore, before you embark onto learning any other skill or tool, you should first master Excel skills. Also, most of the organizations actually utilize Excel and Excel alone to achieve all their targets as far as data analytics is concerned. But other than that, data professionals are responsible for reporting and visualization of data. So by this, they utilize Tableau and Power BI. Now, because most of the data is stored in relational databases, data analysts are expected to be able to utilize tools like SQL for querying the databases. So of course, they also need some basic knowledge of programming with Python, R, or Julia. Now, there are also some enterprise tools that data analysts can utilize, including Stata, SPSS, and SAS. Stata and SPSS are also so common when it comes to scientific research. So the next professionals are data scientists. Now these basically utilize advanced techniques like machine learning and statistical models to solve complex problems and make predictions. Now most people confuse data analysts and data scientists, but the only difference between these two is data scientists actually utilize the data to be able to predict the future, while data analysts learn from past data to be able to better processes. So as a data scientist, you need to have knowledge of Python with packages like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and Pandas. You also need R. There is also Julia, which is a new kid on the block because of its performance advantages. Data scientists also produce reports and visualization. Therefore, Tableau or Power BI is also a necessity. But they also utilize Jupyter Notebooks or Google Colab for collaboration. Now, since they also query or collect data from databases, so they also need to have some bit of SQL knowledge. And finally, for version control, data scientists also need knowledge of Git and GitHub. So let's now look at the machine learning engineer. These ones basically design and deploy machine learning models in real-world applications. Now, at times as organizations hire, they might actually hire for data scientists, yet actually the work they have is for machine learning engineer. So as a data scientist, it is also good for you to learn how you can design and deploy machine learning models. The tools that machine learning engineers need include TensorFlow and PyTorch. They need Kubernetes and Docker. This is for containerization. MLflow. There are also enterprise tools like Azure, Amazon SageMaker, and BigML, which is for Google. And again, we have the data engineers. These ones are responsible for building systems that store data. Now, they also have to ensure that data is clean and accessible for analysis. Now, data engineers come in the picture mostly when it comes to the side of the big data. big data is unstructured and it is disorganized, so they put it in order such that data analysts and data scientists can be able to utilize it to support strategic decision making. So as a data engineer, you will need knowledge of Python or R, but Python is so common for data engineering, Apache Spark and Hadoop for big data. So you need also relational and non-relational databases. For example, you need MySQL or Postgres, and also knowledge of a non-SQL database management system like MariaDB. But also you need Azure, AWS, Redshift, Apache Airflow, among others. Alright, so let's look at what we call the BI analysts. So these are basically business intelligence analysts. So these translate raw data into meaningful insights, helping track performance and guide business decisions. So BI analysts mostly produce visualizations and reports, and therefore the key tools that they use include Excel and Google Sheets in case they have a small data, but also mostly utilize Power BI Tableau. There is also this very nice tool called Superset. So they also utilize Looker, but still, since data is stored in databases sometimes and relational databases, BI analysts also require some bit of knowledge of SQL. So finally, we shall look at the data governance specialists. These ones ensure that data is handled responsibly and meets compliance standards. Now, very few organizations actually employ these people. Sometimes the professionals at leadership level are also responsible for this, but also I would love to note that every data professional should have knowledge of data governance. And now there are a number of tools that can be utilized here: Calibra, Informatica Data Governance, OneTrust, Splunk, and others. Now let's look at professionals at leadership level. These ones, like I earlier mentioned, they are responsible for strategic roles that align data initiatives with the organization's broader goals. Additionally, professionals at leadership level also ensure that data-driven decision making becomes a core part of the organization's culture and operations. The key roles of professionals at leadership level include: they shape data strategy, they drive data-driven decision making, overseeing data governance, managing and mentoring teams, identifying opportunities and risks, and also communicating insights to stakeholders. Now, I would love to note that this is at a leadership level, so you need some knowledge in each of the domains or in each of the categories of data professionals. When it comes to analytics, you need to understand what should be done, what a data scientist should do, what a machine learning engineer, and so on and so forth. So before you rise into those ranks, you may need to be able to first do part of that work for you to be able to become a very good strategic leader. We shall now explore the skills that cut across. What we talked about was specific to a particular category. Let's now look at the skills that every data profession should have. The number one skill is curiosity and adaptability. One thing I want to note is the data world is changing every day. New tools are coming up, so as a data professional, you need to be curious. You need to be someone who is passionate when it comes to learning and someone who is passionate when it comes to discovering new tools. So tools are coming up, packages are being formed every now and then, and therefore data professional, you need to keep yourself updated all the time. But also you need to adapt, because usually the needs of the companies keep changing every now and then. So number two is the business acumen. Every data professional should understand the kind of business environment that they work in, and they should be able to adapt as quickly as possible. For example, maybe your previous company was into climate change, now you go to a healthcare company, or you go to a company that is into finance and so on. So you need to understand the kind of business for you to be able to align your results into the strategic direction of the company. So number three, communication and storytelling. As a data professional, remember you deal mostly with non-technical people, so you are the big guy in that field. And also you should note that the company depends on your results, so the growth of the company will depend on whatever that you'll produce. So you need to communicate well and tell a story that others can be able to understand, to apply that into the planning and the development of other initiatives. Data security and ethics, there are data breaches and so on. So as a data professional, you need to understand the do's and don'ts and the best ways to safeguard data. Now, when it comes to personal information, there are also other laws that protect that. We have the GDPR, we have the HIPAA, and others. So as a data professional, you need to be able to safeguard the data. So 5, problem solving and critical thinking. You should be creative, someone who looks at something and they see what everyone else cannot see. So number 6, there are emerging technologies and trends. Today we have AI, and of course it's either fortunate or unfortunate for new people that are coming up in the field. You don't even have to cram all the formula and every other thing. Today we have AI, generative AI specifically, which can help you generate those queries, those formulas, those functions. You should be able to equip yourself specifically with AI skills. And number 7, project management. We always work with timelines, budgets, and so on. So you should be able to have some skills when it comes to project management, such that resources are not wasted and projects are delivered on time. So, and finally, last but not least, teamwork and collaboration. Other team members or other teams or other departments depend on what you produce as a data professional, and therefore you should be able to be a good team player, collaborate and share and understand what others need so that you can deliver to their expectations. Now, I would love to leave out to data professionals. The data world is broad, and also there are a number of professions and categories. For example, to a beginner, you can begin as a data analyst, focus on Excel and keep rising in ranks. But also, if you are in a company, you are in a different field and you'd love to join the data profession, kindly volunteer in those departments. And for you who is learning the skills and you don't have where to apply them, look for volunteership, do projects as you try to apply for such jobs. To companies and executives, I would love to say that before you hire for any data professional, kindly, if possible, get an expert in the field, let them do a needs assessment so that you hire the right person for the position. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In the future videos, we are going to look at the different tools. For example, we shall begin with Excel and we shall keep covering all other tools for the different data professionals. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next one.